Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about having a Sagittarius Mercury in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember that when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Mercury signs in a natal chart, but they were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, as far as Sagittarius Mercury goes, Mercury, of course, is associated with communication. So communications for these people, a person may be very blunt, sometimes even tactless, not worried about the repercussions from what he or she had said. I had a prominent family member with displacement, and she, would say things to people really just off the cuff and not really be thinking about, you know, ramifications after what was said, very blunt. And a person may, though, be very exuberant and enthusiastic when they speak, and can be very optimistic as well, and trying to see, the glass is half full, so to speak, in contrast to it being half empty. And a person may communicate often about, their beliefs, their philosophies, and also religion. Person may also be a little bit preachy, and but wants to speak with veracity and speak their veritable truth, and what, in some cases may not be the truth, but they're going to be very strong regarding their beliefs. And also, too, there could be a very good sense of humor with this placement. The person will be very jocular and jovial, and often, make be very humorous in their speech. That prominent family member I told you about before was interesting. There was one time when her father was, I told her about her father, sharpening a pencil, and she said something like, "Well, if he can't sharpen his wit, I guess he has to sharpen a pencil." But anyway, and these people can be very comical and have that good sense of humor, like to joke. This is a person, you could be very enjoyable, be very fun to be with, because he or she may be able to tell pretty good jokes. So anyway, well, Mercury is also connected with thinking and assimilating information. So people that have Sagittarius Mercury, they may, gather information with a lot of exuberance, a lot of enthusiasm, and may sometimes be overlooking details, or often overlooking details. They're often about, the big picture, but can be very prophetic in their thinking and visionary. Um, the thing about it is the thinking, can again be very optimistic, positive, trying to be the incorrigible optimist, seeing the glass as half full in many, scenarios and situations, but sometimes may have difficulty, with concentration and focusing. And, a person may need to learn to focus more on one topic, at a time. I would say, though, there's probably more concentration with this, placement in contrast to Mercury and Gemini, because Mercury and Gemini is really about, learning, manifold, a little bit about a lot of manifold subjects, but learning, knowing something about, almost everything, but not going fully in most of it. But anyway, now, another thing too, Mercury is associated with siblings, cousins, and neighbors, and having a Sagittarius Mercury, um, you know, the siblings, cousins, and neighbors, one or more, may actually be a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very, jovial, optimistic, voracious, even religious, comical, philosophical, as some examples. And they may be, one or more may be in Sagittarius profession, whether it's philosophy or religion or sports, doing something with publishing, advertising, printing press operation, college teaching, as some examples. Now, Mercury is also associated with the early education. And during the early education, the person may have been very exuberant, enthusiastic regarding learning. Jovial may be somebody that expressed humor with their classmates. That may have been enamored with the outdoors and sports, and even enjoyed going on if there were any camping, like field trips. This person may really have enjoyed them. It could have been about expressing philosophies and religious beliefs to classmates. It could have been where this person, if they offered any of these courses, say in high school, doing maybe taking some course in publishing or advertising, something with printing press operation, something associated, with philosophy or religion, theology, as some examples, importing, exporting. Another thing too is that Mercury is associated with short journeys. So this could be a person in your short journeys, again, going to the, being enthusiastic, exuberant, vivacious, person that would be very happy regarding these matters, always look forward, not maybe not always, but frequently looking forward to taking short trips. And also, going on adventurous ones, could be like taking, some trip in the woods, as an example, going to uncharted territories. And this person may have enjoyed the short journeys for being just in the outdoors, and and also for exploration reasons as well. And it could be gone. Person may have often gone to, like, taking short journeys to religious congregations or college universities, and maybe with foreigners. Foreigners may have often been involved with them as well. Now, Mercury is also connected with the rational mind, rational thinking. So the rational mind and thinking may at times be affected, by just general negativity and pessimism from others, people being despondent and depressed, and just people being, just prevarication. Sagittarius is about veracity and the truth, and the people that have this Mercury placement may be affected stronger than most. When people are being fallacious or deceptive and just not real, and playing games with them. And it's also, if the person is inhibited somehow and their freedom is restricted and they have difficulty in expanding horizons, then this person may also, the rational mind may be affected, and he or she may become somewhat disconsolate and depressed. So now, another thing associated with the planet Mercury is analysis. And having a Sagittarius Mercury, a person may often, analyze things that are associated with foreign travel, traveling abroad, sports-related matters, matters that are connected with the law. I had remember, my mother had her Mercury in Sagittarius, and remember she wrote a very, lengthy thing, and it was a deposition or I don't know what you called it exactly, but it was regarding a legal matter, and she seemed to have, like a mind for the law, and I'm sure she went through a lot of analysis regarding legal matters, and also to it could be a person may often analyze things with publishing, advertising strategies, or even games that are involving, like say a board game that involves foreign countries. I think the game Risk involves foreign countries, if I'm not mistaken, but you may want to confer that on the internet, and may use a lot of analysis in games like that. So now, Mercury is also associated with hands and manual dexterity. So, somebody with a Sagittarius Mercury, the dexterity may come into play, in sports, whether it's being like a receiver in football, having, good hands, and playing baseball, or it could be doing, something more specifically connected with Sagittarius, like archery or darts, or doing, fixing, sports equipment, as some examples: camping equipment, anything that's Sagittarius related, maybe something with a print, with a printer. This is where, dexterity, manual dexterity may come in handy, so to speak, no pun intended. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.